everyone, and welcome to our very last Writer's Workshop Wednesday. I've got my piece of paper and my imagination. Today I'm going to take another walk down memory lane for our review week. And I'm going to draw a picture of myself, and I'm going to tell you all of the things that I put in my brain this year in pre-K. Then I want you to do the same. So before we even begin any writing, we have to turn on our brains, use our imagination, and think. First we think, then we write. So what I want you to think about today is what you have learned since you've been in pre-K. Well, I know that a lot of you learned your ABCs. Some of you came in and you knew quite a few of them, but everybody learned at least some letters. So I'll put ABCs there. Learned counting, learned the months of the year song, the days of the week song. We learned how to do center time, how to move our clips and pick from centers. A lot of you learned how to do puzzles and how to build with blocks. A lot of you learned how to do sharing. Some of you had practiced that at home, maybe with just a brother or a sister or a cousin, but so many of you learned how to share with big groups in classrooms. We've learned a lot, haven't we? Let's get started. So I'm going to show you an idea that I have. You can use it, or maybe you want to use your imagination in a different way and draw this picture differently. But my idea today is to draw a picture of my head, like where all of this new knowledge is going. And then I'm going to draw all the pictures of those things so you can like pretend to see it in my brain. It's going to be kind of a silly picture. So there is an oval for the shape of my head. And I have a big forehead, so I got lots of room to put stuff in my brain. I'm going to draw my eyes here, and I'll color those in blue. I'm doing colors today because I just feel like it's a fun thing to do. And I want to be able to add details while I'm drawing. So I drew my eyes. I'll do my nose, and thinking about all of the things that I have learned in pre-K makes me happy. So I'm going to draw a smile and some ears, and I don't have a yellow. Well, my hair is kind of mostly brown anyway. So I'm going to draw my hair like that. Now, I want to leave lots of room up here on my forehead where I do have a lot of room anyway. I want to leave lots of room up there so I can draw all those things that I put in my brain this year. So the first thing I said was A, B, C's. Might have known some of my alphabet, but I definitely learned more letters and sounds, and the ABC song. Remember how we used to sing it? A, apple, A, B, bear, B. Everybody learned that song this year. I also learned how to do more counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going and going and going. And even if you knew your numbers this year, I bet you didn't know the teen song, the teen number song. If there's a 1 in front, then it's a teen number. Use the 1 in front to help you remember. Very good. So even if you knew your letters, I bet you can put the teen number song. A 1 and a 1 is 11. A 1 and a 2 is 12. You could put that in your picture of your brain. Okay, so I talked about letters and letter sounds. Talked about numbers and the teen number song. Also learned a lot about centers and center time. Let me use this color here. I'm going to draw a picture of a clip, kind of. And this is where we had our names on it. And then, I don't have green. center boards. And there was 1, 2, 3 spots available in each center. So that's something that I learned how to do. I'm gonna stick that in my brain this year. I learned how to, some of you may have learned how to swing. We did a lot of swinging outside at recess. So I'm gonna draw a picture of the swings here. And those were green again. Green on the bottom. So you might have learned how to swing outside at recess. You may have also learned how to take turns going down our big blue slide. That was always a fun one. We went up the stairs and down the slide on our bottoms. We learned lots and lots of songs. So I'm going to draw some music notes. We learned lots about singing and songs. Not really sure how to draw a picture about sharing, so I'm going to draw a heart instead, because when you share, you show someone that you care about them. And so that's kind of like the same thing. So I'll draw a picture of a heart. Wow, learned a lot of things. I really filled up my brain this year with all kinds of things, but I'm not done. I'm going to think of a couple more ideas. Maybe I just need to pause and think a little bit more. What else did I learn how to do? Well, in pre-K art, I learned how to mix colors. Remember Miss Badger would bring in a plate and it had 2 colors on it. Let's see if I can find, yes, 2 colors, yellow and blue, and we sort of mixed those colors together and made new colors. That was something fun that I learned how to do. Some of you may have learned how to write your name this year and learned how to write it on a line, sitting on that line, and also using a pencil with the right grip. So that's something that you put into your brain. Let me see. Alphabet, songs, using the clips to go to centers, sharing, the numbers and the teen numbers song, writing my name, going on a swing, going down a slide, mixing colors. I need to put a picture of a book on there because so many of you learned about reading and how to go from left to right while reading a story. So let me draw a picture of a book here. That was always a fun thing. And then one more thing, some of you got really good at doing puzzles. Remember that big long puzzle that we had? That had all the alphabet. It was like the alphabet animal train puzzle. Oh my goodness, so many of you did that puzzle. Let me do it in this color. It was kind of this reddish brown color. So I'm going to draw that big long puzzle, and it had the alphabet and animals on it. That was so much fun to see you guys do that one together. And again, it was kind of like a sharing activity too, so learned 2 things there. Wow, look at how much I filled up my brain this year. I bet you did the same thing. I want you to draw a picture of what your brain looks like filled with all that fun stuff that we learned. Then I want to make sure I'm practicing for kindergarten by writing my name on my paper. And Mrs. Hunt, the kindergarten teacher that I talked with earlier this week, she wants you to be able to practice your name by writing a capital letter at the first letter and then lowercase letters throughout, which is how we practiced it in our classroom. So I need to write a capital M for Mrs. and a capital P for Patel. And I really tried hard to make sure that all of my letters are sitting on that line. So here's my picture of what my brain looks like, filled up with all that cool stuff that I learned this year. Hey, when you draw a picture of yourself, send it to me. I would love to see what it looks like. I know you filled up your brains with all kinds of good stuff. All right, guys, happy writing. Have a good day.